Abno's Word. Please remember to be part of the conversation and share your comments, your questions, and your contributions. Also remember to subscribe to the channel and share the link so other people can join in as well. So today I have a special guest with me. And this is Pastor Eric. So Pastor Eric, welcome back.
Thank you, Israel. God bless you for bringing me back to the channel.
Anytime you see Pastor Eric, you know that the conversation is about to be controversial, right? All right, so today, the last time Pastor Eric was here, we talked about relationship, and now we're in the month of April. April is just a month filled with so many things, but today we're going to start off with relationship as well, because relationship determines everything that we do in life. So there is this question of this young lady, or there is this situation of this young lady who has been dating her guy faithfully for 5 good years. And this lady has been hoping and desiring that they get married. So 5 years down the line now, this lady comes to find out that the guy that she's been desiring, planning and hoping that she gets married to is actually already married. So technically, she's just a side chick. And this lady is heartbroken. So that's the scenario that's at hand. So what is she supposed to do?
All right, Amy, thank you so much for this question and this scenario. And let me say thank you to your cherished listeners who join us and every Sunday. This is a very good topic to discuss. And let me say, first of all, let me say sorry to the lady. Heartbreak, it's not an easy thing. But the first thing I want to say is that I'll first of all blame her. I don't blame the guy.
Why is that?
All right, and that's what I'm going to explain. So there's a lady, there's a guy, and you have been able to travel with him for 5 years in courtship. Now, from the definition of courtship, I want to know you. But if within the 5 years she never got to see that the guy was married, it means that she didn't go in to study the guy or observe. She went in as a place of full stop. She thought that she had got a husband. Because courtship, you know that this person have not married me. All that I need to do is that I need to study the fellow. So within our movement, so number one, you don't know the guy don't know you. You have to learn about him. So how can somebody be married? So it means that before the guy met you, the guy was married. You've been in courtship for 5 years. So let's take it that even if the guy was married about 2 years or even 5 years before you saw it means that within that period, the guy had been in that relationship without you knowing. It means that number one, the lady was not observant. Number two, because once what the communication of the guy. Okay. Two, how often do they meet? These are questions. The communication of the guy, because if I'm working with you, if the guy is married, only once in a while, the guy will pick up a call or pick up a phone call, and a conversation will ensue between he and the wife, or maybe a relative or something. Number three, within this period, as you are stating, does it mean she never went to the guy's house? Or he doesn't know where the guy stays? That's why I say I'll blame the lady. Because if you have to know for 5 years, doesn't mean that she doesn't know where the guy stays. Because if the guy is man, you should be able to know where the guy stays. That's where the wife will be, or where the husband. Then the next thing is that, does it mean that she never followed the guy to any family gathering? 6.
Small question.
Small question. Does it mean that the guy never introduced him to maybe to his parent to say, oh, this is my mom, this is my dad. 7, when the guy is introducing him to his brothers or siblings, how is the introduction? So all these questions, if that would have boiled down, because if uh, we are in courtship, but I'm introducing you to my sibling or my brother, I would say, oh, maybe this is the lady that we are in courtship with. I would say it's my friend. I will let you define the friend very well. And as you take me to your house, or maybe your parent will get to know me. So once the parent keeps seeing me in the house, or maybe I get to know the parent that very soon I'm going to be in-law, at least they'll be able to tell me something. Your parents are not going to be hypocrites and liars and pretenders. So I believe that the first burden lies on the lady.
All right. So, Pastor, you have said a mouthful, but we're going to break this down. So, first, you said the lady is not observant.
That's it.
So, how do you mean she's not observant? What are some of the things that she was supposed to do to notice that this guy that she's in this relationship with is married?
All right. That's why I always say that the issue of courtship is because you don't know the guy. Okay. So you want to know him through conversations. That's the time that you talk to each other, you get to know. I mean, are you married before? Have you got married before? Are you a divorcee? Do you have kids? These are you ask genuine questions. All right, the guy might, oh, maybe I was in a relationship and maybe I broke up, or maybe I'm not married. Sometimes most guys will lie. They'll tell you maybe I'm not married. I mean, that's because whenever they want to get to you with something. But you see, the reason I'm saying is that as you take it, maybe if you spend about 3 hours or 4 hours with a guy, maybe just you go to lunch. At least if he's a responsible man and he have a wife, the wife will call.
So, I'm not cutting you
All
short,
right.
but I just want to interject. So,
Okay.
first and foremost,
Okay.
this man is irresponsible. And I say that to say, and there is no responsible man that is married that will be having an extramarital affair for 5 years. So I just wanted to just put that in, that this man automatically, from what he's done, he is an irresponsible man.
Okay.
Okay, so please.
That's it. Now, that aspect, if that man is irresponsible, I don't want you to, that fellow to bring his irresponsibility on you.
Mhm.
That is where my concern is. Okay. Best of the same feathers flock together. But so if this person is coming, is a corrupt person, don't hang around him. You have the choice. You have the power to say no. Before you give your willpower to somebody, look at me, the world is full of corrupt people, both in business, in relationship, and other people. As far as the wealth remains, the evil people are going to be there. So before you say yes to someone, you first of all have to know the family. So if you say that's why you can't, the world will never be with all good people. In fact, the bad people help the world to exist. They help us to think. That's why they help us to think. They put your brains at work. Then I said, in fact, it is your enemies that makes you to think and that pushes you into your destiny. Your loved ones will always clap for you, even when you are failing. But your enemies, they will always criticize you, so that you always have people that are watching you. If I fail, they will talk about me, so I won't fail. So when you have enemies, that's why David said, the Lord prepares a table in the presence of my enemies. Okay? So it helps. So the bad people help the world to exist. So my concern is the fellow walks into you. You are a single. Good. He said, well, I want us to date or court or whatever. Give me all the grammar. You hang around him the first year. How is conversation like?
It's good.
I'm talking, if you pick up a phone, you go out. What does he say on the phone? Does he hide on the phone? At least there's some things, it's a time of studying. So that is when you have to study how it does.
Okay. So in the young lady's defense, let me put it this way.
Okay.
We now live in an age of technology where so many things are possible. As I'm sitting here talking to you and we're doing the show, even with the cameras in front of us, it's taking a part of our bodies that the audience can see, but certain part of our bodies the audience can see. So even as we're sitting here, I can look and still be typing something, and sending it. So because of how easy or how technology is nowadays, people are able to do so many things. People are even able to record voice notes, messages, text messages, and can be in the room with their spouse. Mind you that this man that committed this act, he is also deceiving the wives.
Okay.
So in a way that he will put himself to be able to succeed in deceiving the wife and deceiving the side chick or the young lady, that's exactly what he would do. So example, he has certain times of the day
Okay.
that he will communicate with the wife. And because of work and lifestyle in America, even in homes, some couples barely see each other. Because of their work schedule, one will be coming in, one will be leaving. Some are working nighttime, some are working daytime. So there is that possibility that the wife might not always be around the husband. So the husband has the freedom to do that. Second off, in terms of them going out and the young lady observing,
Sure.
he might say, okay, let's plan this date, let's go to this place. And he will select the days that he knows that the wife will not be available and the wife is at work. And so he's able to take her out, go and do whatever he wants with her, and the wife will still not be involved in it or still not know. And so the young lady on the side who might not notice all these things because the guy is doing such a good job because he's living with the wife and knowing exactly how his schedule works like, and then communicating with the young lady and also knowing exactly how he can use that free time to romance her or to do whatever he needs to do with her. So in essence, because of technology, because of the lifestyle that we find ourselves in, especially here in the US, things like that are possible to happen without you knowing that this is it. But then you keep going and then we'll address the parts where people that are involved in the man's life, if the lady was able to get information from
All
them.
right. All right. Now, where I want to say that the same technology will help you. I tell the same technology will help you because technology is going to help you to discover and find out a few things. But what I want to say, it is said that uh, when you lie, you will continue to lie in defense of the lie.
Oh yeah.
So what it means is that, and one thing you should not, it is truth that exists, but lies can be discovered. That is why I asked the question. Does it mean that the lady doesn't know where the guy stays or lives? You can never be in a relationship with somebody, and even for a year, 1 year, and not know where the fellow stays. Look at me. Number two, the first place to know, I don't go into the bedroom or something. If the guy stay with the lady, the first place to go is to go to the restroom. Once you enter into a guy's and go to the restroom, if you stay with the lady, you will know. By the time you will get to the mirror, you will either see something of a lady. Straight.
Hold on. We have things such as Airbnb and Verbo now, where people can rent homes, not hotel rooms. Because gone were the days where if you are trying to do something extra outside of your marriage, the only option you had was either going to a hotel or using a friend's place.
Okay.
But with a friend's place, it couldn't be consistent because there might be times the lady might swing by or something and the friend might be there. But now we have places like Airbnbs that people can actually rent out. And once they rent it out,
Does it mean that the guy doesn't have things there?
he will put his clothes there.
Man.
You will not find you know
This is America. You cannot rent 2 apartments.
you can.
You look at me. He cannot rent. It's going to be a cost on him.
That's exactly what I was about to say. When somebody set themselves on an evil path, the devil
Look, if you
pushes them
no,
with
if
all
you go
that
to
they
that
know.
house, you will know whether the guy lives there or not. He doesn't live there. Straight.
So for when you enter an Airbnb, a home that is already decorated, it's not even like an empty house.
I know what you're talking about.
Yes. So imagine.
But you know whether somebody lives or he doesn't stay.
But he has his clothes there. It has couch. It has table. He has his toothbrush, his toothpaste,
You're not looking
his
at that.
underwear.
No, look. If you go to a place where the fellow stays, if I go to your house and you have only one bag, and you tell me this is all that you have, I will say, is it the man I want to marry? I'm not talking about the things that you have arranged, not maybe the TVs or now you have put up the room. Because if I'm the one to marry, okay, at least if I go to the restroom, okay, I know you can put a perfume or whatever there, but I should know that this is a place a person is staying. Okay, this is a person where a place a person is staying. You see, the reason why I'm saying that the lady felt comfortable. You see, when we enter into courtship, we enter not to go and study. That is the problem. But it is a place to study the guy or the lady to make sure that can I marry him. So if you are not sensitive and you go in with blind mind and feel like, oh, I'm okay, I found somebody. And look at me, because that's where you'll be able to see the red lights. It's called red light. This thing, the pointing stuff. This thing is pointing. Okay. No, it looks like here I don't get things right. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't get things right. I don't get things right. I'll tell you a story. Oh, this lady who was dating this guy, and then they used to talk to her at the night around 11 p.m. to 12 p.m. One day the guy just called him and said, around 9:30, he said, oh, see that good night today. I want to sleep early. The lady said, since about 1 year, he had been talking to the guy around 11 p.m. to 12 midnight. How can the guy tell him around 9 p.m. and say, good night? No, he didn't never sound him right. So what he did was that he checked on the line and he went on Facebook around 10:30 and saw that the guy had been on Facebook or the social media around 10 something and drove to the guy's house, jumped the wall, went through the back door, and when we went, the guy was with the lady in the other room. So that tells you
That's a lot of work.
That's a lot of work, though. No, that it means that lady
She's vigilant.
is vigilant, is sensitive. He knows that because I talk to you every time. Then one day, 8:30, you say good night. No, it doesn't work right. That's not it.
That's okay. I think one thing I'll agree with you on
That's
is
it.
most young ladies,
Yeah.
when they meet a guy, they come from the mindset of, oh, I like him. And then we already draw up in our mind how we foresee the future and start living that future
Wow.
in our
Okay,
reality.
that's where.
So, like you rightfully said, then they get comfortable. They feel like much work doesn't need to be done.
Yes.
I've seen this guy, you've seen me, he likes me, I like him, we are dating, we are together, and so I want him to marry me. And because he likes me, I believe he's going to marry me. And that's the end of it. So sometimes there are some blinders that are put up
Sure.
that prevents women from seeing the other side or the realities of the men that they are with.
Sure.
But then I come back again to when someone decides that they want to do something bad or they wanna cheat or they wanna have that extramarital affair with somebody.
Yes.
There are so many planning or so many things that goes into being able to keep that up. And like you rightfully said, you have to cook up so many lies to defend that first lie in the first place.
Yes.
And they are truly and surely aware that they are married, they have a side chick.
Yeah.
They don't want their wife to find out and they don't want their girlfriend to find out. So anything that they must do to be able to maintain that, they will do it. If that means that they have to go spend that extra $1,000 to rent an apartment, they have to stay up at night, they have to lie to the wife, girlfriend, travel, or do certain
Get
things,
all that.
they will still do it.
I get all that.
So sometimes even as vigilant as you want to be, there are so many ways that some men are able to get away with that deception.
That's I don't disagree with you. The one who is lying will want to cover his tracks. But whilst he's covering his tracks, it's like the ostrich. He will bury his head. Okay? But the backside will be showing. That is the issue with lies. You see, even if you are vigilant, or even what you can ask him the same question. Do you have kids? He will say no. After 3 months, when you ask him, do you have kids? He said, I have one with somebody, but I didn't marry him. In the next, after 2 years, you ask him, do you have kids? He said, oh, I have 2. He will forget about what he said previously. That's the problem when people will lie. I'm telling you. Because you see, they forget about what is said previously. Anybody will lie, you just watch it. Ask him the same question after 3 months, 6 months, asking it. If it's lying, you will see that he will change it. That's why even if somebody goes to interview, you ask him a spot question, he doesn't want to answer. They will ask you the same thing because you want you to answer. You see that you'll be fumbling. So the guy will always, the guy is, as far as he wants you, and remember that is where I keep telling ladies that don't go into the relationship and koboka. Don't go in and give up yourself. Such a man is the only thing that is in his mind in this mental faculty is to sleep with you. Okay? There's nothing that he want to do. So that is his agenda. Okay? That is his agenda.
And so when we say God will punish him, there's nothing wrong with that, right?
Is it God will punish the two of them?
Why?
Because you are not supposed to give the team free, and you give me free.
Okay, but I'm talking about. But what about the guy
Then God will also punish him. That's what I'm saying.
double?
That's what I'm saying. The two of them, nobody goes scot free. Because
God will punish the guy double. That's what I mean.
Okay. You want to insist on that the double, and the lady?
The lady will get her punishment too, but the guy will be double.
Now it looks like you are trying to become God. We share it, but
I'm not becoming God. But the guy, what he did was wrong. So, Pastor, our time is almost
that's right.
like.
Now, what I want you to understand is that there are many guys who still have the traditional mindset,
which is polygamy. Oh, no.
Look at me. That's it. And look at the number two. They are also coming from a religious mindset like the Islam. So there's nothing wrong with it. That's why I'm saying that you must first of all know the one who you want to. Is about their mindset. Others believe in polygamy. Others also because they really believe that they can marry 2 or 3. It's only Christians who say one man, one wife. So you, the lady, must decide to say, no, I want my own husband. That's it. That's why I didn't talk about them. So if it's in that category, what will you do? If it's in that category, believe that it can have 14 wives.
Well, then my husband.
That's it. So you will not. That's why you, the lady, you must know where you are going.
Okay, Pastor.
That's it.
Let me just bring this point up so that we discuss that before we end.
Okay.
Okay, I want us to emphasize on the friends and the family members that sometimes knows what's going on, but they choose to be quiet about it. Some friends know, not some friends, most friends, all friends know the status or the marital status of their friends. And they're the same friends that are around when these men are having these extramarital affairs. Yet they are not saying anything about that.
Okay. Yeah. You see, that's what I'm saying, that where does the guy takes you to? Okay? If he's that type of guy where maybe you see that always they are going partying, they are going out, then you see that they have a lot of guys. Then within the guys, everybody comes with his girlfriend. Then maybe 3 or 4 people decide they are going to chill, they are going to drink around, they are going to do this and that. You first of all have to look at those people. That what kind of people are these people? Okay, it must speak to you. Maybe out of them, even if you don't know your husband, out of it, you might hear from any of them that this person is married. You might one way or the other. Look, so that's what you must first of all find out. That's why I asked you that. If he's really serious with you, he would take you to his parents to introduce you to them, or take you to where their parents, or speak to them on the phone. There will be an introduction.
So people can even hire people to talk to them. So I've heard stories where somebody have hired somebody to play their mom and dad.
No, that's why I'm saying the first thing, that's why I asked you, where is your mom? Where's your dad? He said, my dad is in Japan. He's in China. Then after 3 months, he said, my mom is in the US or is in the village. Okay. Then you ask the same third question after 9 months. You will see that the story will begin to change. Look, that same fellow, from the beginning, he can lie and you speak to him. You will say, oh, my mom is around. Later, he will tell you, oh, my mom is there. There is my auntie, that is my mom. Oh, did I speak to your mom? It's over. Then you will see that the story will change. So be vigilant in courtship. Listen to the fellow and ask the fellow the same questions. When he sees that you are asking that you want to get to know the truth, anybody you ask questions that he get agitated and get angry and use anger to defend himself, watch him very well.
You're guilty.
They are guilty. Because he said, why are you asking me this? He want to use it because he said, no, take your time and get the answer. So if he doesn't answer you rightly today, leave it. 3 months time, turn it again. Even if you speak to somebody, say, this is my sister or my cousin. Ask him 3 months time. He will tell you this one is my cousin. And then ask him again. He will tell you that this one, oh brother, is part of my family somewhere. Their stories, you always, the problem, they will forget about what they told you. That is why I say, please in courtship. Then the next thing is that you can't be in courtship for 5 years. It's abomination. You would have eaten the forbidden fruit already.
So, Pastor, finally, if this young lady decides to go tell the wife, is it wrong for her to go tell the wife that this is what your husband has been doing?
It's not a problem. The only thing is that it depends on the woman you are going to.
How?
If you go and the woman pour hot water on you or shoot you, it's your own fault.
So you think the young lady should keep it to herself? You recommend that, you advise that such young lady in this situation just say goodbye to the.
The first thing is that going to tell the wife what is her motive.
To let the wife know that this is what has happened and she's washing her hands of her.
There's no problem. But you see, not everybody will be able to get time to listen to you, to have that patience. You understand what I'm trying to say? Maybe through even that. If the husband slept with you, he got some sexual transmitted disease, maybe it affected the woman. And maybe the woman have been thinking that maybe my husband have been sleeping around. So when you go there, you're already the target. Number two, maybe the guy have not been leaving money in the house. So he thinks, oh, this you are the reason why my husband have been starving us. So you become an enemy. Do you understand? So it's not just about the expose, but it's about how the one you're going to communicate to her is going to take it.
So what do you recommend this young lady does to end it all? What do you recommend?
What I recommend is that it's unfortunate. Number two, it's heartbreaking. She first of all must get healed before she go into another relationship. She should not jump into another relationship. She should first of all get healed. If she get healed, number two, if she get into a relationship, she should know that courtship, it doesn't have to take years.
So how long is it supposed to take?
Not long, not short.
What's the time frame?
You know my start with this issue of courtship.
Less than a year.
Look, at least a year at the most. A year should be 6 months, 1 year. You know that you are ready. You see, before you enter the courtship, you should know that I am ready to marry. I am what the courtship is saying. I'm ready to marry. If I'm ready to marry, it's just a matter of thank God if it's in this stage. You don't need a bigger wedding. It depends on how you want to do it. You can just get a call, Pastor, in this garage, in this office, in this bedroom. We just put a ring on you and we finish. We sign. Or we go to the court, we just sign for you. That's all. But if you want to do it like the way I did mine or you did yours, then it means that you have to save some millions of dollars before it's. So depending on your ranks, somebody want to look at yours, then it means that you have to save for years.
Don't bring my name.
That's what
I don't want any cobra.
So that's it. So it depends on how you want it. Okay. So look at yourself. And the good aspect is that even you can even marry in a low key. After 10 years, you can celebrate 10th anniversary, and then you can do it in a grand style.
But Pastor,
yes,
the women are always willing and ready to get married. It's the men that they are with that wants to stretch it out. So after 1 year, if the guy is not getting married to you, what you have to say goodbye and end it just because.
That's it. That's why I always say that. Look, you the man, you the woman. You see, A man can have thousands of women, but he knows the one he wants to marry as a wife. It's the same thing. Look, when girls come, they have minister for education, which means that they have this minister for education. This is the guy he takes money from to sponsor her to education. Then the same lady have minister for tourism. She have a guy he takes money to go to tour. Then she have another guy he takes money for minister for lunch affairs.
Mhm.
And minister for what again? Give me. So she have all. If you have such a fellow, now these same guys also have also said that this is the angle.
They're convinced.
And then man will have okay, everybody is open. So what you need to do is that look, that is what I say. Go into courtship. Make sure you don't give what you are not supposed to give. When you are supposed to pull up, it will be very easy. It will be very, because you have not, your body, your flesh, your spirit, and your soul have not gone in. It is your spirit and your soul, but your body have not gone. Your pride have not been taken. But if you give your pride addition on top, don't mind the guy. Don't listen to the guys like me. He will tell you everything you want to hear, even including the ones you have never heard before. He will get with you, finish with you. He will, if he will tell you, even I'm going to marry you next month, he will never do it. So the best thing is that look, he said, once you enter, you study yourself. After 3 months, you start making preparation. So now, what do you want us to do? Let's start. Introduce me to your people. So that even if your family people are not going to accept me, we'll start to talk over. There are people that will wait after a year when they're going to get married before they introduce themselves. Then the family people, the relatives also stand up against the parents, because of the tribe and this and that. Let the introduction be early. Then so that you start to prepare, you start to fight the battles. Yes, yes.
It's not where we're about to end that you want to come and start a controversial topic. But thank you. Thank you all for joining us live for We Need to Talk. If you missed the show or if you came late, please reverse and watch it from the very beginning. It's a very interesting topic that we are talking about. 5 years being devoted, faithful, committed to a guy, only to come find out when you were ready to
But why
get married.
why do you think that the lady also was faithful in these 5 years?
Why do I think?
Yeah,
Because she said she's been faithful.
she was faithful.
Yeah.
She also didn't have other
She
guys.
didn't. Because if she had other guys, this wouldn't have been there. You know, when you have options, you are not hurt when you lose one. But if you only have one, when you lose it, it's really painful.
So she kept faithful for 5
She kept faithful for 5 years,
Sorry for
thinking and hoping that this was her last stop, only to find out that
that's a 5 years.
at the beginning,
At least look, 2 years. That's a legally. 2 years.
at the most.
I don't not legal. Even after 2 years, legal will support you.
Pastor recently, I saw somebody that said she dated a guy for 10 years and they're now getting married. And a lot of people were going and tell like, is this an achievement after the guy? Oh, I felt so bad for the person.
But I can tell you the 10 years, they broke up, they came in, they broke up, they came in. I can tell you it was not straightforward 10 years.
There are some that do straightforward 10 years.
Straightforward 10 years.
Some of them even have grown children.
And then that one is not courtship, that's marriage. That's it.
They never pay the right price.
That is what is it?
Common law, but
No, they are already there's a word for it. I'll look for it. I normally have a word for them. No, that's not courtship, please.
it's
You
not.
see, the courtship, if your definition like mine, the definition, let's get it straight. It is the two of us who are studying ourselves to marry. It's not the two of us who are interconnecting or intermingling. There are two of us studying ourselves from your definitions of current. Let's
Some
get
people are slow learners, so it takes a long time for them.
no, but you see, but the courtship where you said you are intermingling, interacting, doing things like married couples. No, please. Courtship, you don't do marital things. You don't start washing the guy's things. In courtship, you don't wash the guy. You don't cook for him. Hello, you don't cook for him. That one is done by a wife. If the guy start eating your food, you start washing for him. The next thing is that you start warming his bed.
But what if somebody just want to taste how the woman's cooking is before they get married?
Taste it. Put a ring on my head.
But after they put the ring and the woman doesn't taste, her cooking don't taste good, what would they refund?
Oh, glory. Look at me. If the lady doesn't know how to cook, there are a lot of catering schools. Take the lady there. Look at me. What you have to understand is that I just want to understand. You can never get a perfect human being.
That's for sure.
That is for sure. So if you cannot get a perfect human being, and the lady doesn't know how to cook, today go to YouTube. People are teaching you how to cook.
You're not sure if it tastes good though. It looks good on camera, don't
Very
mean it tastes good.
That's it. So there are people who can teach you. Take her to catering school. 3 months. They will know how to fry an egg or do a baking or do things. You can learn cooking. Nobody came from heaven without to cook. We learn it on the end. So it's possible to.
Therefore, you saying some are not gifted cooks.
Nobody is gifted. All is that you learn from here. When you come, nobody was holding fork and knife when holding kebab, sticks and everything. You came to learn everything.
Are you craving for kebab or something?
What we do is that, you see, what we want to do is that we develop an interest in something. Then we do it very well. So the lady you're going to marry, sometimes you might not even know how to clean. He doesn't know how to cook. He doesn't know how to prepare. You marry an imperfect person. The same guy, you also don't know how to do things. The marriage is the only course that you are given the certificate of excellence before you start the course. That makes it difficult. So you learn the course on the way. You get your certificate before you start the course. So we are all learning. Okay? I'm married for 13 years. I still don't know my wife.
You don't even know yourself.
I don't even know myself. So everything, when she does something, I wonder. So is it the same woman I got married to? So we are all learning. Let's have that mentality. That's all.
All right. Thank you all for joining us live for We Need to Talk. There's more of this to come. Please join us every Sunday, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Follow us on Facebook and on Instagram at Owusu TV. And join us every night for Just for Tonight. We discuss these topics and then we discuss many more. But again, remember, Owusu TV, subscribe to the channel if you've not done so. Click the notification button so anytime we go live, you will be notified as a VIP to join us. Thank you all and see you again next week.
Thank you.